From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Yesterday was a lovely day, lots of sunshine, not nearly as much sunshine for today, and that is a little precursor to some shower chances returning for tomorrow night. And then into early on Saturday morning, some low-end chances for freezing rain in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, and that's a little bit of a precursor to this. We have multiple waves of snow on the way for our mountains, a much more substantial wave into next week. All right, right now you're taking a live, very foggy look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app, and it looks as if the fog is pretty patchy for this morning, but still, you just saw with your own eyes there are some areas of very dense fog, and it would be freezing fog as we are 7 degrees below freezing in the Tri-Cities, so that's going to impact visibility. Also, that could put down a thin layer of ice on the roadways. Please take it slow on your morning commute in those areas. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. Mostly cloudy skies, high temperatures getting up to around 50. So that's going to be the rule of thumb for today for lower elevations, bouncing anywhere between 45 to 50. But again, those shower chances returning by Friday night. We'll talk about that and the chances for some freezing rain. All that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a new Kennewick facility is planned for violent offenders. Now, Richland officials are addressing reports it could block something similar. Coming up, we'll explain what cities can and can't do under state law. Plus, two Yakima businesses continue to cause police concerns, and though progress has been made, police say the work isn't done yet. Straight ahead, we'll explain what's still required and what penalties could follow. And some ballots from the special election are now being challenged, and officials are reaching out. This morning, we're going to explain what voters need to do to make sure their vote is counted. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We want to start with continuing coverage, talking about a level 3 sex offender home coming to Kennewick. Well, now West Richland leaders are clarifying that the city's role in regulating secure transition facilities for violent sex offenders. It all comes after some reports suggested that the city could block them, which isn't the full story. City officials say secure transition facilities are small, high-security sites where violent sex offenders serve court-mandated time and receive treatment before moving to lower security group homes. Officials stress that cities have limited authority under state law and federal law to block these group homes once offenders complete their time.
You guys don't have the power, right? Can you talk more about that?
Sure, you bet. Like I said, you can't believe everything. No offense to the media out there, but we appreciate you guys. Appreciate especially if you do your homework and call and talk to us too. Per state law and federal law, there's a lot of restrictions on what the cities can do there with that. And there's really nothing a jurisdiction can do to prohibit those.
So West Richland is considering adopting codes similar to the counties, limiting secure transition facilities to light industrial zones. A public hearing is scheduled at the Planning Commission this evening. Officials encourage residents to attend in person or online to understand the process. As for the Kennewick home on 8th and Edison, that is still set to open sometime later this year if the contract from DSHS is complete. 503, moving to a crime alert now, where Yakima Police Chief says 2 local properties remain classified as chronic nuisance properties despite some efforts to reduce crime. During this week's Yakima City Council meeting, the chief provided an update on the Yakima Inn and El Sadero, outlining some ongoing criminal activity and where enforcement efforts stand.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about the work being done by the officers and by City Legal.
Yakima's Police Chief Sean Boyle says while progress has been made, 2 properties continue to generate concern. The Yakima Inn on North 1st Street was declared a chronic nuisance property after multiple incidents beginning in late 2023, including an assault with a firearm and repeated drug arrests. In August 2025, the owner signed a correction agreement with the city.
The idea of this program is to be able to reduce calls for service, help the owner take some accountability to their property, and make institutional changes to their own property, which reduces our call volume.
Police say overall incidents there have dropped more than 80%. The owner has added lighting, parking passes, and updated security systems, but deadlines have passed for other required fixes, including fencing, removing a partially burned building, and adding on-site security. The case has not yet been referred for court action, but the city's legal department remains involved.
Property owners can face $500 a day, up to $25,000 in penalties. And if the case went to court action, if we had to file a lawsuit, then the judge could also impose up to $25,000 in penalties and revoke the business license.
Meanwhile, El Asadero on South 3rd Street was declared a chronic nuisance property after several assaults and weapons-related incidents in 2024 and 2025. The owner met with the chief and says he plans to upgrade security, improve lighting, and provide additional staff training. Police are now drafting a formal correction agreement.
But I think this is a program that we could expand on, with staffing and with the ability for legal to take on the extra work. But we could probably identify a number of these places throughout our community. This would be effective.
Big win for the city and for your department.
Now, Boyle says while crime has decreased at the Yakima Inn, permanently eliminating nuisance activity requires some swift cooperation, something that can be difficult to obtain. Police say they will continue monitoring compliance and could pursue legal action if corrective measures are not fully implemented. Turning now to Your Voice, Your Vote, where the time to get your ballot in for the special election has come to an end. But now a question many residents are asking: did your vote make it across the finish line? Well, in Yakima County, the auditor says so far they've received 56 ballots that have a challenged status. 47 of those ballots, the auditor says, are being challenged because the voter forgot to sign the ballot envelope. He also adds that 9 of them are because there is a mismatched signature on their ballot from their official signature. And the auditor says they're working on reaching out to those ballots who have not been cleared yet.
Immediately start sending out letters to voters right away. So, the people are going to be receiving those within the next day or so. And usually voters, if they voted early and there's a signature problem, they've probably already been noticed.
And in Benton County, so far, they have received about 24,651 ballots this special election. And out of those ballots, 225 of them are being challenged. If your ballot is being challenged, though, it is not too late to make your vote count.
We make every attempt to contact the voter and let them know that their ballot has been challenged. They will get what's called a cure form in the mail, and there will be instructions included with that cure letter or cure form on how they can cure the problem. They have until the day before certification of the election to get that form back to us, and so that their ballot can be processed.
The special election will be certified on February 20th. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The Cascades are low on snow this winter as thin snowpack limits terrain in Washington's mountains. Coming up, we'll show you how ski resorts and ski slopes are coping with the slow winter season. And giving you a live look outside, this one from right outside our Apple Valley studios here in Kennewick. Fog settling into the area this morning. Chief Meteorologist Josh Culver is going to be back with your first alert forecast after the break.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
We can. We will. We must.
Mattress Depot USA is saying,
yes, we can.
Yes to Sealy Posturepedic.
Yes to Tempur-Pedic.
Yes to interest-free financing.
We're celebrating President's Day all month long with Star-Spangled Savings.
Yes, we can.
But hurry, these presidential prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Check it out.
Win a free mini vacation to Schweitzer in the Apple Valley News Now Stay and Ski giveaway, where the grand prize is 2 nights lodging and 2 days skiing for 2 at Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleyNewsNow.com. From Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
To me, Harlem is home.
but home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Happo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors February 18th to 22nd at the Happo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Attention viewers. Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Sunday, February 22nd at 9 a.m.
Turk, JD! Eagle!
You two idiots are perfect for each other.
This is a whole new chapter for me. No more sad sack. I want both of our sacks to be fun.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's going to be another pleasant day out there. Not as beautiful as yesterday, though. Plenty of sunshine. I hope you got the opportunity to get out there and enjoy it. More clouds for today, but in spite of that, still going to end up being fairly normal in terms of the temperatures, as highs are going to end up around 50 degrees in the Yakima Valley. So for today in general, for lower elevations, most of us going to be within a degree or two of 50. The only exception is going to be the Kittitas Valley, where we'll have some colder air pulling up there. We'll be in the 30s and 40s for the Cascades, but still 40s for the Blues. Then for tonight, dropping down mostly below freezing. I think the exception to that would be for the Blue Foothills, but 30s up and down the Kittitas and Yakima Valley, 31 for the Tri-Cities. Might be another morning where you're going to have to break out the ice scraper just like I had to do again this morning, which makes it now 3 mornings in a row. These high temperatures going to stay pretty consistent over the next 7 days, mid to upper 40s in the Yakima Valley, normal stuff for the middle of February. And then the overnight lows going to bounce anywhere from 29 or 28 to 33. So no real fluctuations when it comes to that. Okay, our precip chances, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, okay? Very early in the morning on Saturday, there will be a chance for some freezing rain in both the Kittitas and the Yakima Valleys. Looks like it's just going to be a cold rain after that. Low in chances overall, but we'll tell you more about the specifics of that chance for freezing rain. Also, some big-time snowfall totals perhaps in the forecast for the mountains into next week. We'll talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 5:13 now, and talking about the environmental impacts that the forecast has been making across the state. This is snowpack across Washington is sitting at some of the lowest levels in decades, and that's putting a serious strain on ski season. Resorts are closing terrain, skiers are frustrated, and local businesses are feeling the impact. Apple Valley News Now, Dan Hansen reports that there are still signs of optimism, especially if the forecast delivers.
Winter should be peak season in the Cascades. But instead of packed parking lots and powder days, many slopes are thin, lifts are idle, and visitors are staying home.
We're at about 70% of terrain is open and accessible. Our steepest terrain is not open for safety purposes. There's just not enough coverage there to make it safe to operate.
Resorts say early February is typically when the base is deepest. This year, much of the region is sitting at well below normal snowpack levels, with the Yakima at 57% below average and the Blues below 67% below average, forcing closures and limiting terrain. Some are responding by lowering ticket prices and offering midweek deals to try to draw people back.
You know, I've been around a long time. This is my 37th ski season. And so in my time, we have hit this type of lack of snow about once every decade. This year, we're about at year 11 to get a rough year. In terms of rough years, this is the best rough year we've ever had. We've never been able to operate daily operation in a low snow year like we have this year.
While mountains work to keep runs open, local ski shops are navigating the same slow season. Co-owner Bart Munson of Sport House in Kennewick says rentals, usually a major driver of winter revenue, have taken a hit.
We're affected by what's happening at the ski areas, and unfortunately the ski areas have been a little lean this year. We have high hopes that that's going to change real soon. It looks like there's some weather coming, and that'll pick things up a little bit and get the areas up and running a little bit more positive way.
February is typically one of the busiest months of the year. Instead, Munson says business has been more weather dependent than ever. Customers are watching the forecast closely and waiting.
We just have a really dedicated group of customers that we really love to have them in the store, and they've supported us well, and they're all of the same optimistic attitude we are, that there's going to be good skiing, and I think you take the best approaches that you can.
And that's where the optimism remains. A single strong storm cycle could quickly change the outlook. Both resorts and retailers say they're ready if and when the snow returns. If the snow forecasted hits in the coming days, local shops expect rentals to rebound just as fast. For now, everyone's looking toward the skies. Reporting in Kennewick, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And McGuire says winter isn't over yet, and even a few good weeks of winter weather could still help salvage the second half of the season. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. What will not only today look like, but the rest of the week? Well, we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He has your first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick, waking up to some foggy conditions. Is the fog going to stick around? I'll let you know after the break.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Buy more, save more during the fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 fantastic days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. With the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to design a new living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. And check out doorbusters while they last. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, and no down payment. But don't wait. The fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
When I made my Botox Cosmetic appointment, I was nervous that I might look overdone. I wanted results that looked like me. What was important to me was that I still look like me, just with fewer lines. I'm happy with my results.
So happy that my results are natural looking. Booking a consultation, it's a way to take time for you.
Botox Cosmetic effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping or swelling. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
I'm the one and only Delphina.
I'm the one and only Olivia. And I'm the one and only Claire. And I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Find a licensed Botox Cosmetic specialist at BotoxCosmetic.com.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at BrettsRV.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's going to be another dry day for today and for the day on Friday for the most part, but looks as if those shower chances are going to return by Friday night. And it's because of this. We actually have a series of storm systems out in the Pacific that are going to get closer and closer to us. And it's really going to be this one. I know this one looks very impressive, but it's really going to be this one that is going to be the final push to bring some of those rain chances up. So let's put this all into motion with Futurecast radar. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And by the time we get to lunchtime for tomorrow, starting to pick up on some of the snow in the Cascades, and then by 5 p.m. perhaps some showers, very light showers for lower elevations around midnight, kind of dealing with the same thing. And then it's going to be into those early morning hours. That's when maybe we could see a little bit of the freezing rain in the Kittitas and the Yakima Valley. So let's go ahead and time that aspect of the forecast out. So this is Saturday in the Kittitas Valley. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. That's looking like the best opportunity to see some freezing rain. Now look, these are just 10% chances. It's going to be the same time frame and the same chances within the Yakima Valley as well. So we're not expecting big time totals in terms of ice accumulations, but all it takes is one slick spot to ruin your morning commute. Okay, and then as we take a peek ahead in the next week, we could have, well, first of all, we're going to have multiple waves of snow. It's going to be the second wave of snow that will end up bringing us the more substantial totals. But here's wave number 1, 10 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. on Monday. A few inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, for Tollgate, probably less than an inch for the Battle Mountain Summit, Cabbage Hill, and for Blewett and Sades passes. But like I said, it's going to be wave number 2 that's going to be much more substantial if this forecast verifies. 4 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. next Thursday. Around a foot of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass. Similar totals for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Maybe even picking up some very modest accumulations in the Kittitas Valley. We'll see if this ends up panning out, as this is subject to change, but if that verifies, we'll see some big time impacts to our passes, and it's going to be good news. We just heard about how the snowpack is lacking, so we definitely need all the snow we can take. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Clouds picking up today and tomorrow, then small rain chances Saturday through Wednesday. In Yakima, can't rule out a chance of freezing rain early on Saturday morning. Watch for slick spots on the roads. And then in Ellensburg, the same thing as the Yakima Valley, maybe some freezing rain Saturday morning, but also tracking the possibility of some snow mixing in for next week. In Hermiston, a couple more dry days for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances return by Friday night. And then finally for Walla Walla, rain chances on the lower end of the scale through Monday, then maybe a wintry mix by next Tuesday and Wednesday.
When you use the word winter, I know ears perk up.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, check this out. We know police work can be pretty dangerous at times.
Yeah, and just ask the Tennessee officer who experienced what his boss called rapid tactical descent.
We will try our best. Jeff, I'm done. I broke my leg. And I killed the flamingo.
Not the flamingo. No. Well, that was the moment that Sergeant Bennett fell off a resident's front porch. Of course, body cam footage cut the whole thing, including the sergeant worrying that he may have broke his leg or, like you heard, caused the demise of the pink flamingo in the garden.
Luckily, the flamingo was fine, but the sergeant's pride was a little busted up. Hey, I think we've all been there before.
Oh, you know he's not going to live that one down at the station.
No, and on the body cam, too. Oh,
every time. I know. That poor flamingo.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. An underdog story with an NBA twist, a sweeping romance reimagined, and a beloved 80s classic back in the theaters. Your weekend movie preview coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
Three weeks of savings continue at Bi-Mart with our latest savings book. Pepsi brand 12 packs are buy two, get two free. Fran's half loaves or English muffins are 2 for $3. Angel Soft 16 roll bath tissue is $3 off. Plus save for Valentine's Day. All Montana Silversmiths jewelry is 20% off. Save $2 on any 2-card American Greetings purchase. And don't forget their favorite candy. Find these great savings and more now at employee-owned Bi-Mart.
This President's Day, upgrade every room for less and more furniture. With sofas starting at $395, beds starting at $195, and mattresses starting at $329. We have styles for every budget. Plus, enjoy free delivery and 0% financing with no money down for 61 months. Shop the President's Day sale today at a More Furniture store near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Cle Elum offers something special in every season.
An absolute adventure. Every single day is different. It's that sense of community, I would say, that really drives us. It's why we want to live here. It's what we love the most about being here.
It's a really beautiful small town with mountains and everything you ever want to do or adventure.
There are a lot of great restaurants, a few wineries. There's a lot to do and see here. Cheers to Cle Elum.
Learn more at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget, low maintenance, with no messy grout to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter's styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Hey, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest and your entertainment news this morning. Steph Curry stepping off the court and into Hollywood.
And plus, a new animated fantasy expands to theaters, a literary classic gets a fresh retelling, and an 80s favorite returns to the big screen.
This morning, Rick Damigella gives us a sneak peek at what's hitting the weekend's watch list.
This kid got game. I wish I was a baller.
NBA star Stephen Curry trades his high tops for a producer and voiceover role in GOAT. The animated adventure stars Stranger Things' Caleb McLaughlin as a small goat with big hoop dreams. After debuting in IMAX theaters, Mamoru Hosada's Scarlet expands to traditional screens. The film follows a princess on a quest to avenge her father.
Heathcliff, you're not enough. Not for her.
Emily Bronte's literary classic is retold in Wuthering Heights, with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi starring in the roles of Kathy and Heathcliff.
His name's Blaine. So beautiful.
Blaine? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
John Hughes' teenage rom-com Pretty in Pink heads back to theaters for 4 days only in celebration of its 40th anniversary. Details at fathomentertainment.com. Always a duck man in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That's a fun one, Pretty in Pink. It's a classic.
I have not seen it, but I do want to.
It does not surprise me.
I do want to because I really enjoyed Molly Ringwald in Breakfast Club, so I feel I would enjoy that.
Yeah, I think you would. You should check it out this weekend.
Yes.
Unless you got like
on the list.
Big plans. Yeah, add it to your list. Jeez. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Pasco is planning for some major housing growth. All of this as city leaders approve a rezoning plan in North Pasco. Coming up, we're going to show you how officials are mapping growth and managing resources. Plus, SELA looks to replace its aging law and justice buildings. We're going to show you what leaders have planned for a new facility in the next half hour. But first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, another reported delay for Apple's new and improved Siri. The AI-powered Siri was first promised in 2024, and it was expected to launch next month. But Bloomberg reports it's now likely to roll out in parts over time, starting in May, due to trouble during testing. Uber Eats is testing a new AI-powered feature to fill your grocery basket faster. It's called Cart Assistant. You can type out a shopping list, upload a photo of a handwritten one, or screenshot a recipe. The AI assistant will display prices and promotions, allowing you to delete or switch items. Amazon's new Eero signal is meant to keep you connected when the internet goes out. You plug it into any compatible device and it switches to cellular when an outage occurs, provided you have an Eero subscription. Ideal for areas prone to outages. Costs about $100. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych. And I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thanks, bro.
Take a lap, rookie.
Switch to Allstate and you could save hundreds. What are you waiting for? Make your move before I do.
This cough.
Mucus levels are high today, huh?
Not today. I got Mucinex 12 Hour.
Mucinex 12 Hour works continuously to break up mucus and move it up and out. Rid the congestion, kill the cough. Pop-Tarts. Crazy!
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Jessica has the morning off, and we are getting right to weather this morning. And your favorite thing to forecast, fog, really settling into the area. And it's funny, on my way in this morning, I went from no fog, kind of a frosty windshield, into, I mean, just right outside the station, just packed in fog.
And we're going to see it. I'm about to show you the Pasco camera. There's really no fog on the Pasco camera, as opposed to the Kennewick camera that is just blanketed with fog. So sometimes you can't really forecast for fog. You just have to
You have to look out the window?
Yeah, it's pretty much nowcasting. Let's go ahead, take a look at those big weather stories. And beyond the fog, we will finally see this pattern breaking up. Shower chances returning by Friday night, and maybe even some chances for some freezing rain in the valleys for Saturday morning, low in chances, and that's a little precursor to multiple waves of snow on the way for our mountains, and it's going to be wave number 2 in the next week. That could prompt first alert weather days. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco, and it's very hard to see, but off in the distance those low-lying clouds, really can't even see it in the street lights for this morning. But I promise you, if we were taking a look at the Kennewick camera, blanketed with fog. So that's just going to be kind of the wave for this morning. There will be patchy areas of fog, could be some patchy areas of freezing fog, as most of us are below freezing, well below freezing right now in the Tri-City, sitting at 25. So a lot of us are probably going to have to deal with some icy wind chills as well. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Yakima Valley. Mostly cloudy skies, not as sunny as yesterday, but temperatures pretty similar to yesterday, and that will end up in the 40s and 50s. A lot of us ending up right around 50 degrees. And like I said, the pattern breaking apart as we head into tomorrow night. I'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thanks so much. We'll begin this half hour of news in Pasco, where the city is looking to grow. But while development takes shape, there are a lot of factors behind the scenes that residents don't always see. That's why Apple Valley News Now's William Elbert spoke with the deputy city manager about how the city acquires and manages its water rights.
The city of Pasco continues to grow, and keeping up with that demand means planning not just for housing, but for infrastructure and resources needed to support it. That topic came into focus during a recent Pasco City Council meeting in January, where council members voted 6-1 to approve a rezoning request for the Wilson Estates project in North Pasco, clearing the way for future residential development near existing neighborhoods. City leaders say planning for projects like that is tied to Washington's Growth Management Act, which requires cities to prepare for projected population increases and making sure transportation, utilities, and water capacity are in place before development moves forward. Officials say that means tracking growth years in advance and making sure the city has enough water rights in its system to serve future homes and businesses.
The state is requiring Pasco to grow by 18,000 units in the next 20 years. Pasco has to comply with this, or we will not be eligible for grant funding for Maria's or Director Sarah's infrastructure projects.
Before development can move forward, the city must confirm it has enough water rights available to serve new homes.
How many homes are likely to be needed? And with that, we take that number and we say, okay, where are the most developable land, right? Because usually the easiest developable land develops first. That matters on whether the land is flat or there's water and sewer infrastructure nearby.
City leaders say they're now mapping out both short and long-term strategies to keep pace with future demand.
Now we're working on our short, medium, and long-term strategy on water rights. And part of that is looking at what our urban growth area is, which is essentially where we're going to grow.
Officials say planning also means preparing for situations where land is ready to build, but water access isn't yet secured.
Maybe there's a huge piece of land that is right next to the pump station and right next to water line, and it'll be so easily developable, and that's where all of it will go, but it does not have water rights. We need to be ready for that.
Pasco city officials tell me that oftentimes there's a lot of misconceptions about water rights, in particular about Pasco's senior water rights.
Different cities are in different spaces, like maybe they did things differently in the past and are in a better situation or maybe in a worse situation. But as we move forward, our commitment is to be very mindful about this resource and how we manage it moving forward.
City leaders say managing water carefully will be critical as Pasco continues to grow. In Pasco, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Singdale says careful planning now will help ensure the city can continue to grow while maintaining a reliable water supply in the years ahead. 5:35 in local living. The city of Sela is continuing their discussions about the future of its Law and Justice Center as leaders consider replacing the aging facility. Mayor Roger Bell says that the current buildings were originally designed for police or court operations and are now facing some ongoing maintenance issues, including outdated systems along with roof and water problems. City leaders now exploring plans for a new combined facility for police, court, and city services. The project is still in the planning stages as officials look at funding options to keep long-term costs manageable.
But it does need to be replaced, so we would build a new one and then sell both of these properties more than likely.
Bell says that selling the current buildings could help pay down the cost of construction as the city works to finalize plans and funding for the new facility. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. Last number I saw was 750,000 people turning out to honor the Seahawks in Seattle as they celebrate their Super Bowl win. Our crews were there, and coming up, we're going to take you through the parade and talk game with the team. It's all coming up in sports after the break.
I'm RJ Decker, Florida's most lovable PI. What's up, Arch? Dewey.
You and this place, you were made for each other.
What do you mean, the bar?
Florida.
We're celebrating President's Day all month long with Star-Spangled Savings.
But hurry, these presidential prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
So it cooks a pizza in 2 minutes? We'll take it.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors, February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Strong women build strong communities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity's Women Build is transforming the dining room at the UGM Women and Children's Shelter and turning it into a space of warmth, dignity, and hope. Women volunteers will demo, paint, and build a welcoming place for local women and children to gather and heal. Join our free Women Build classes February 28th through March 7th. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up now. Let's build together.
At Mattress Depot USA, we're sort of like matchmakers.
We match your body needs and sleeping habits with the perfect mattress for you.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
I'm RJ Decker, Florida's most lovable PI.
What's up, Arch? Dewey. You and this place, you were made for each other. What do you mean, the bar? Florida.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yesterday was a gorgeous day. Today, not so much, as we'll have mostly cloudy skies. Now, hey, it's not going to feel that bad out there. High temperature is going to end up around 50 in the Tri-Cities. So let's take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in the Cascades, 30s and 40s, mostly cloudy skies. Then for the Kittitas Valley, mid-40s up and down the valley. And then for the Yakima Valley, mid to upper 40s. For the Lower Columbia Basin, we just talked about it, right around 50 degrees. Thinking mostly cloudy to overcast skies. And then for the Blue Foothills, right around 50. Kind of the same thing we'll be dealing with for the Lower Columbia Basin. And then for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains, mid to upper 40s. Well, some low 40s for the highest terrain there for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Okay, then for tonight, overnight low is going to resemble what we're dealing with for this morning. Maybe a touch warmer, but still a lot of it's going to be below freezing. 30s up and down the Kittitas and Yakima Valley, a pair of 31s for the Tri-Cities and for Hermiston. And those high temperatures, even though our weather pattern is going to get a little bit more active, still not budging that much at all in the Tri-Cities, hovering right around 50 degrees. Fairly normal stuff for the middle of February. Those overnight lows, a little bit more variability here, but in general, low to mid 30s. We'll keep it about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than average. Okay, a couple more dry days ahead of us for today and tomorrow, then Friday night, and then into the weekend. Low and rain chances coming back into the picture. It's just going to be a cold rain for the Tri-Cities, but in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, maybe seeing some freezing rain. We'll time that out coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Talking sports now this morning, where yesterday the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl parade brought fans across the country together in Seattle all along 4th Avenue, and our crews were there. Take a look. The day started with a trophy ceremony at 10 a.m. inside Illumin Field. Shortly after, at 11, the parade began with fans lining up for 2 miles, waiting to congratulate their favorite team. As you might expect, Seahawks players were beyond excited.
We just won a Super Bowl championship. They said we was going to go 4th in the NFC West. Now what? What do you want the fans to hear from you? We love y'all. Come on, man. Levi Stadium was a home game because of the 12s. Because of the 12. Let's go. What is this? Thank you guys for embracing the kids. Couple kids from Eastern Washington, Yakima, Tri-City.
Yes. During the parade, fans followed parade buses after they had passed, flooding the streets. Police barricades, of course, were in place to stop thousands of fans from getting too close to the parade, but you can see a lot of fun in the streets of Seattle yesterday. All right, from the field to the ice, we were talking Kraken before Seattle. Philip Grubauer won the Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals in 2018. Now in your Kraken Player of the Week, Jake Gable shares more on the German-born goaltender who is playing for his homeland in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
The Kraken Player Profile, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Carlson moves it. Grubauer, my goodness! What a stop on Trevor Zegras!
Philip Grubauer was selected by the Kraken in the 2021 expansion draft, making him one of the franchise originals. He arrived in Seattle on a significant 6-year, $35 million contract, following a season where he was a Vezina Trophy finalist with the Colorado Avalanche. Grubauer is also expected to be a key player for the German men's national team at the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Grubauer has been a crucial piece of the Kraken story. He holds the distinction of being the first Seattle Kraken goaltender to record a shutout and was instrumental in the team clinching their first ever playoff berth in April of 2023.
No, I mean, like, the preparation doesn't change. Doesn't matter if they tell you the night before, in the morning, or the 5 minutes before the game night. So you always got to be ready. There's only 2 goalies. So no, the preparation doesn't change. So always got to be ready.
During that inaugural playoff run, Grubauer played a key role in the team's first-round upset of his former team, the Avalanche. His recent performances showcase his determination, keeping the Kraken in tight games with his highlight reel saves. Grubauer's career is marked by resilience. Despite some recent struggles, the veteran has shown quick reflexes and strong leadership, which has earned him the Kraken Player of the Week honor. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, due to the Winter Olympics, Grubauer and the Kraken are on a hiatus until February 25th, and that's when they take on the Dallas Stars on My Network TV, channel 35.5 in Yakima and 42.5 here in the Tri-Cities. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint. Everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside. This one from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. When we come back, Josh will break down your forecast.
Yolks Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously and sold exclusively at Yolks Fresh Markets.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep. It's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And during Purple's President's Day event, save up to $800 on select mattress and adjustable base bundles. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Do you ever take a salty, buttery flavored Ritz cracker and just...
No.
Hey, Salties, it's party time.
Thought you never asked.
Ritz party! So loud.
Loved by everyone, even the saltiest.
These hands are working hands. My hands are the most important tools I have. You need to take care of them. That's where O'Keeffe's comes in.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also, try O'Keeffe Skin Repair Body Creams.
Attention viewers. Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Sunday, February 22nd at 9 a.m.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a trip down, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again.
Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
What makes Yolks produce so fresh? Simple. We get first pick from trusted local and organic growers. Crisp, vibrant, peak season flavor. Because fresh isn't just what Yolks Fresh Market sells, it's who we are.
Winter paddle boarding. Fly the Northwest Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We'll have a dry day for today, the same thing with Friday, but into Friday night, then into Saturday, that's when some shower chances will start to pick back up, and it's because of this. Not so much this storm system right here. This one looks very impressive on satellite and radar imagery, but it's really the secondary storm system behind it. That's going to be the kickstarter this weekend, well, specifically into Friday night, then into the weekend. That'll bring up our rain chances. So let's time this all out with Futurecast radar. This is lunchtime tomorrow, and we'll start to see the snow really picking up in the Cascades And then by 5 p.m., Futurecast, I think a little bit more bullish with some of these shower chances during the day than I am, but just for good measure, some light rainfall popping up on Futurecast, and then that'll continue as we head into the evening. And then for this little window into Saturday morning, that's when perhaps we could see some freezing rain in both the Kittitas and the Yakima Valley. So let's take it one valley at a time first. In the Kittitas Valley in Ellensburg, to be precise, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., very low wind chances of freezing rain. And then in the Yakima Valley, same thing, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., low in chances of freezing rain. We're really not expecting any tangible ice accumulations, but all it takes is one slick spot to impact your morning commute in a very bad way. Okay, that's a little precursor for multiple waves of snow up in the mountains. The first wave is going to be 10 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. on Monday. You see a few inches of snow for our primary Cascade and Blue Mountain passes, but it's going to be wave number 2, in which we're leaning towards going with a first alert weather day, 4 a.m. on Monday to 4 a.m. next Thursday. Around a foot of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, around a foot of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, and even getting some decent totals for Interstate 84, for the Battle Mountain Summit, for Blewett and Satis passes, and yes, maybe even some snow mixing in for the Kittitas Valley as well. We'll keep a very close eye on all of that. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Clouds picking up today and tomorrow, then small rain chances Saturday through Wednesday. For Yakima, can't rule out a chance of freezing rain early on Saturday morning. Watch for slick spots on the roads. And then for Ellensburg, the same thing as the Yakima Valley. Maybe some freezing rain Saturday morning, but also tracking the possibility of some snow mixing in for next week. For Hermiston, a couple more dry days for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances return by Friday night. And then finally for Walla Walla, rain chances on the lower end of the scale through Monday, then maybe a wintry mix by next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
5:51, time for your morning sprint, starting with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. West Richland officials have cleared their limited authority over secure transition homes for violent sex offenders. These facilities are high security sites where offenders complete court-mandated programs before moving to lower security homes. Cities considering codes to restrict them to light industrial zones. A public hearing is scheduled for this evening, giving residents a chance to provide input. Meanwhile, a Kennewick home is still planned to open later this year once contracts are finalized. And Yakima police say progress is being made on properties flagged for repeat incidents. The Yakima Inn has cut overall incidents by more than 80% by adding lighting, parking passes, and upgraded security. Some required fixes like fencing and removing a burned building are still pending. El Asadero is also under review with plans for upgraded security and staff training. Officials say property owners could face fines or license penalties if corrections aren't made. And Yakima and Benton County election officials say some ballots from the special election have been challenged. Most of the issues involve missing or mismatched signatures. Officials are contacting voters and sending cure forms to ensure votes count. Voters still have time to fix problems and make their ballots count. Special election will be certified on February 20th. And ski resorts in the Cascades are struggling this season with snowpack, which is far below average. Only 70% of terrain is open, with steep runs closed for safety. Businesses also feeling the impact from lower rental traffic to fewer visitors. Some resorts are offering deals to attract skiers. A single strong storm could quickly change conditions, and operations remain hopeful, while customers are closely watching forecasts waiting for snow. A new bill in Olympia could let rural hospitals use registered nurses on ambulance transfers when paramedics aren't available. Nurses would operate under physician direction, staying within their training. The measure passed the House with bipartisan support and is designed to reduce delays in critical patient transport. It now moves to the Senate for consideration, and if approved, hospitals could begin implementing changes later this year. 5:53 in your national headlines this morning. Lawmakers passed legislation that would tighten voter identification requirements. Just yesterday, the House approved the Save America Act, which would require documented proof of U.S. citizenship to register and vote in federal elections. The measure would also expand the federal government's authority to review state voter registration rules under certain circumstances. Now, supporters say the bill is aimed at strengthening election integrity and preventing non-citizens from voting. The bill now heads to the Senate. In your business headlines at 5:53, Ford is still bleeding money from its foray into electric vehicles. The automaker reported its EV division lost $4.8 billion last year, and it expects similar losses for 3 more years before a break-even point. it pegs as happening in 2029. Now, the company has scaled back its investment in category, but hasn't killed it completely. Ford plans to sell an electric pickup for $30,000 next year, and that's much cheaper than the $50,000 F-150 Lightning pickup it recently axed. In your health headlines this morning, the FDA has declined Moderna's application for proposed clinical trial. Decision comes after the agency said the submission did not include a well-controlled study. Moderna called the decision unexpected and requested a meeting with the FDA to discuss the next steps. Trial would use the mRNA technology, which uses synthetic genetic code to make proteins that trigger an immune response or treat disease. Department of Health and Human Services previously canceled multiple mRNA vaccine projects, citing questions about protection against upper respiratory infections like COVID-19 and influenza. 5:55 in your sports headlines this morning. An Olympic medalist from Norway making headlines, but it's not for his athletic performance. The biathlete recently admitted on Norwegian television that he cheated on his girlfriend. He won. You should see Josh's face. He won the bronze medal in the men's 200-kilometer individual event. And he said, as he was being asked, how does it feel? You just won an Olympic medal. And he said he wanted to be honest with the public about his mistake. The athlete also said the guilt from his actions affected his preparation leading up to the Winter Games. And shortly after the interview, a woman claiming to be his ex told a local newspaper forgiveness is hard, and she made her feelings clear. Can you even with that? Whew. I know I watched the whole thing. I watched the video, and you know, he's like, yeah, I won the medal and it's great, but I've got to admit, like, I met the love of my life 6 months ago. That was my gold medal, and 3 months ago I made this mistake.
But the girlfriend that he cheated on knew about this. It wasn't like he was saying on public television.
I don't know.
Did she find out through public television that?
I am not sure. I feel like she didn't know.
Oh, that is.
I don't know.
That deserves another 20 minutes, but we got to move on to the next.
I know, right? Okay, trending this morning, if that wasn't enough, selfies from space are about to become a thing.
That's because NASA has given astronauts permission to bring their smartphones with them on missions.
All right.
And before now, they had to leave their devices behind and use NASA-approved cameras to take pictures.
Well, the new policy has already taken effect and applies to the next mission, which is a SpaceX flight to the International Space Station, and that is expected to happen tomorrow. It's been postponed a couple days.
And then next month, an anticipated Artemis 2 mission could launch. The first lunar mission in more than 50 years will give human eyes their first look at, wait for it, Pink Floyd fans, the dark side of the moon.
It seems risky to take your cell phone into space. I don't know.
Yes, and that Pink Floyd thing, that had our producer Kat's fingerprints all over it.
Heck yeah, it did. All right, well, we'll look forward to selfies from space.
Yes.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, city leaders approving a rezoning plan in North Pasco. Coming up, we're going to show you how officials are mapping growth while preparing water and infrastructure for the future. Plus, a Raising Cane's is clucking mad over a lease dispute. This as a chicken finger smells sparks. A courtroom showdown coming up. We're going to explain how the scent of fried chicken ended up in front of a judge.
See, I thought you were going to say, and a Raising Cane's is coming to the Tri-Cities.
I know, that would have been way better, but nope.
It's not.
Nope, but
what
this
is in the Tri-Cities is fog. Some very dense fog, freezing fog. We'll track it, and we'll tell you what else we're tracking as we head into this Valentine's Day weekend. All that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.